All right, YouTube, this is 2cent back with my 2 cents on Octopath Traveler, and I put a community post out and kind of got some people's feelings out there. More, people engaged with the poll than I kind of expected to, which was, nice, but I am a little concerned with some of the results on there, which I think has just been kind of filtering through the community between the other areas of the internet to like Reddit and Twitter and all those places as well. And I just kind of wanted to talk about it today. I'm not wanting to make like a negative video or anything like that. I really want to talk about kind of both aspects of this here, because it does seem like the community is a bit divided on it. And so I just kind of want to put it out there and then kind of get your guys' responses in the comment section of maybe why you feel the way you feel, or maybe after kind of, reading some of the other comments or something like that, maybe you feel differently now than you did before. Just things like that, kind of bring it up. The dev team does occasionally, visit, the YouTube areas and kind of look at what's going on in the chatter here. So it is kind of nice that we can at least have a format that I think will have good discussion to kind of allow them to see if they need to make some changes or adjustments to how they're currently, running the game. So let's get into it. Okay, so to start off, I do want to point out that 352 votes on a poll on YouTube on my channel page is going to be limited in what we can do with it. So don't think that I'm really saying we can extrapolate from these 352 individuals to the entire community as a whole. I think that would be a statistical nightmare to try to do that. So do take it for what it is. This is, a small section of the community that, ventures near my YouTube page to be able to see a community post. So not indicative of the community as a whole. But I do want to talk about, because I do think that many people in the community at large do have similar sort of concerns or thoughts or things of that nature. So that's what I'm trying to get at here. So you're in the comments section, and just about to tell me about how this isn't going to be very, good statistically, number-wise. Yeah, I already know that. Don't worry about it. We're not going to say anything too crazy in that department there. So basically, I put this out. How's everybody feeling about CotC? I kind of put this in order of what I figured that people would be clicking answers on. So I kind of figured the top one would be kind of where everybody would sit. No game has a perfect, sort of acceptance rate, or, where everybody is saying, not, having any sort of issue at all, that everybody's completely happy. That doesn't happen very often, but I do think CotC is a very good game, and so I, at this point, thought that number would be a little bit higher. I thought we'd be closer to a 50% in that range. And, maybe if we count the people who are, just kind of trolling with the Cyrus isn't out yet, and we put them up there as enjoying the game. But that's not necessarily the case. I know there's some people out there that aren't really playing, or, they're just kind of barely logging in, waiting for him to come out before they really play the game. So I don't know. So let's just kind of look at this. People who are feeling great and enjoying the game, we have a 32% there. And this, honestly, this is where I sit. I really do enjoy the game. I enjoy it for the story, and a lot less for the character picking up. Obviously you need, to have some semblance of, character growth and strength and progression to be able to keep up with the game itself. But I haven't noticed issues for myself as a free-to-play player to be able to do that. I just picked up Varkin yesterday, so I've been kind of playing and building up with him, and that's been really cool. And so I think Arena does offer that, as long as you're able to defeat the fights. And for the most part, I keep seeing people being able to do it with 4-star units. So I don't see where we can't pick up 5-star units from that and move on. However, I do understand that a lot of the times when you're playing a mobile game or a gacha game, or an IP that you're really excited about, that you really love, that there's certain characters about all of those things that you really want to have to enjoy, to be able to have on your team. Mine was kind of like with the Bravely Default ladies, and I mean that's part of the reasons I picked them up. And then I also rolled for Liana because I just thought she was kind of cute too, and I was really hoping to get Odette. So I just kind of favor, certain characters over others too. So I totally understand that. And this could be, part of that is people aren't enjoying the game because they're not able to obtain some of those units. And maybe these people that are feeling great, enjoying the game, like myself, have been able to kind of attain at least who they're okay with having, maybe not everybody, but majority wise. So all this is a little bit of speculation. The comments down here will kind of give a little bit of that, but it is kind of hard to interpret what makes a game great or what makes somebody enjoy a game versus what is making them kind of hesitant to play or play less and less. So I think that was the biggest surprise on here is the amount of people who are just playing less and less. I thought 37%. I know we're, past 4 months in the game, and so we're going to lose a lot of that kind of honeymoon phase at this point, and people are going to just start going into kind of maintenance mode. They've kind of completed everything, and so they're really just waiting for updates. And, the less time you play, just kind of brings you down to that trend where you just play less and less. And I think even once we get the tavern in, we're able to kind of have our little errand boy. Some of these players, including myself, will even play less because we can just click one button and they'll go and do that, which was our, at least a 15-minute run for us, to kind of get through the game. So this isn't necessarily unexpected results, but I am a little concerned, between these and, then looking at that these paid banners specifically are discourage people from playing the game. I see this as an issue. I was really kind of knew this was going to be something that was going to come up, but I was really hoping that they were going to start reintroducing that kind of dual step-up banner for free-to-play rubies for units that have already been in the standard pool. Like they had the first, couple months the game was out. I was really hoping that by now we would have that for pairings of Primrose and Corin, or Hasume and somebody else. The units that are already in that standard pool but have weren't in there at launch, and we just haven't seen that happen yet. And I think that is part of some of the frustration here. Is people, we want to pull, we want to get new units too. But when we're looking at it, it's like, oh, okay, well, I either have to pay money or I have to go to this, the regular banners, and it's 300 every single time with none of the extra benefits of the exchanges or, maybe more guide stones or anything like that. I think that is a little disheartening for individuals, which is why I haven't been pulling on them myself and went with at least the Sacred Blaze banner that at least gave me some extra mats for the 4 stars and whatnot out there. So I understand what's going on here, but this is a bit concerning if they don't kind of, change it around, in my opinion. At least add some more free-to-play options, even if you still have the newer units out there, coming with, a paid banner like they are right now. At least give us, some sort of dual step-up banner that is free rubies, even if it doesn't include the new unit. I don't know. I'm just throwing out an idea. I'm sure you guys probably have some better thoughts about what they can do to adjust that in the comments section down below. I understand that we're, I think, pretty close to what the kind of JP feel for banners, was at this point in their game. And so we no longer can make the argument that we're not getting a fair shake versus JP, and perhaps, they would think that would be unfair for us to get any different advantages. But those arguments aside, and I'm sure people have those, thoughts in the comments, that's fine, go ahead and put them down there. But those arguments aside, we're looking for longevity of a healthy player base in the game, and if players are not, wanting to stick with the game, I think that is an issue. Is this going to be enough? Is there enough people who are unhappy enough that they're just going to completely quit? I don't know. That's why we're talking about it now, kind of getting some feelers out there. That way we can kind of get some responses. And if they, come over here and read, the comments on this video or on this community post, then hopefully they can kind of take that into consideration as they move forward. But I'll kind of let you guys peruse a little bit, so I'm not going to read every single comment on here. There's only 20 of them, but you guys know where to find my community page if you want to come in and look at some of these. So, but I think a lot of the gist of it is most of the commenters seem to be on the side of that they're pretty okay with the game at the state of the game, except they're just, purchasing rubies is too expensive. That's the common theme that I've seen through most of this, is that, hey, I'd like to, spend on these banners. I wouldn't mind spending more on these banners, except that I just don't feel like the deals are worth doing, if I could sum it up in any sort of way there. And I do find that to be the case because I typically don't mind spending money in my mobile games, but I found that just the deals for this game in particular have been ones that I just haven't been excited about, spending my money for. And maybe it's because I'm more experienced with Square Enix in the past and from other games, and I've kind of been down that road. I recently played Echoes of Mana earlier this year, and the deals weren't any better for that game, but I did spend some money in it, and I think maybe I just have a little, apprehension because of that to want to spend in this game, because I just didn't feel like the amount of currency for the dollar amount was worth it. And it's roughly the same sort of pay, whatever we call it, conversion over here for that as well. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys' thoughts on down below. Let's get some feedback out there. That's been my 2 cents.